Hello and welcome to the Tesla Model 3. Specifically, this is my Tesla Model 3. And I've owned it for about 3 months now, about 4,000 miles. And it was time to do a full video review of the Model 3, because I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there. I love this car, and I can't wait to tell you why I love this car. Overall, I think this car is really pretty attractive car. It's definitely eye-catching once you get your eye for it. I like the blackout trim, the black door handles. The 2021 models have the black trim. If you see these on the road and it's chrome, that's one of the earlier models. The roof is striking with all the glass. I really like the back of the car. The taillights look really great. I would just say overall this is definitely an attractive car. The only thing that is a little bit love or hate is going to be the front end here. And again, I apologize it's so dirty, as it's starting to rain on me now mid-video. I've actually not watched the car since owning it for 3 months. It is protected in XPEL film. I'm sure you've heard Tesla paint quality, and I'm going to shoot another video on that later on. I decided to get the full, the Tesla package from this place in Burlington, Mass called Q Car Care. They got the side mirrors, the full hood, the full bumper, headlights, fog lights, I think rocker panels, pieces, all the high traffic areas are covered in XPEL. I also have a little bit of window tint. This is 35% and this is 80%. And I know you guys are gonna say, why did you put 80%? Well, New Hampshire is kind of weird. You can open carry an AR-15 down the road legally, but if you tint your front windows darker than 75%, you're gonna get a ticket, or you can't register your car. It's just kind of stupid. So we talked about the outside. Now we'll talk a little bit about the trunk space. So the trunk's actually quite a lot bigger than you expect. I got this box here. I don't know what this box is. I don't know what this is. But you know, this is a fairly big and wide box. And just to show you how deep the trunk goes, you can easily place this box in here, or widthwise. It's a bigger trunk than you'd expect. You got a little button that you can close it. It's really nice. The frunk, to me, is a little bit more of a gimmick. So we'll go ahead and pull up my Tesla app here, and I'll show you the frunk. So I just popped that open. To me, it's a bit of a gimmick. I'm sure you could place some things here on a road trip, maybe an extra small bag, but it's not something I'd use every day, and it's not something that I think anybody would use every day. A lot of people see this and they wonder what this is. Basically, if you pop this out, this is showing the fire department where to cut the car to disconnect the car from the battery, essentially. Closing the frunk, there's no button, and you actually kind of have to touch the paint, and that's kind of annoying to me. I wish there would be a way you can latch it without having to really push on it. So these are the factory included wheels. You see, this is how the car comes, and not everybody knows, you know, if you pick the random guy thinking of buying a Tesla, he does not know that these actually pop off and you get a better looking design wheel. Well, you say, what's the purpose of these? Apparently, they make the wheel a little bit more aerodynamic, and I believe you get up to 5% more range. For me, it's worth it because I already can go 5 days, 4 to 5 days without charging the car in my daily commute. So I don't need these, and I'd rather the better looking wheel. That's just personally me. But that's really the exterior of the car. We'll get on to the interior, and what I love about the interior is just, so now we can see it actually, the car's locked. You can tell it's locked when the mirrors fold in automatically. As long as you have your cell phone in your pocket, there is no unlocking the car. The second you touch the door handle, it opens up. you come on inside. So when you first get inside and sit down, the first thing you realize, other than there's really no buttons, is just how great the seats are. Now look, I've driven and rode in a lot of great cars, a lot of expensive cars. Ford GTs, ZR1s, GT500s, Mercedes, AMGs. Guys, I'm telling you, these are the most comfortable seats that I've sat in. It is the perfect blend of support and plushness. It truly is my favorite seat. And that is the first piece of why this car is just such a great daily driver. So you get in here, there's really 2 buttons on the wheel, and there's really not much else. You have your 2 standard stalks behind the wheel, but other than that, it's different in here, and it's gonna take time for you to get used to that, not having the speedometer directly behind the steering wheel like you're used to. The screen is great. You do everything on the screen, from the air conditioning to the lights, looking to see how much range you have left, navigation, different updates, even the windshield wipers are done through the screen, and it's going to be a little bit bizarre for you. That's kind of what makes this car a little bit more outside the box than what you're used to. But overall, the interior is just as nice to me as the exterior. There's quite a lot of room, even in the back. You know, I had a friend that's just about 6 foot. They sat in the back, no issues. It's a beautiful glass roof with nice tinting on it. It's really a nice place to be. I'm not gonna say it's as luxurious as a $200,000 Mercedes, because it's not. But this is still a nice place to be, and a place that you can enjoy. So we'll go ahead and take it for a little bit of a ride to kind of give you guys a little bit of the Tesla experience. So to put it in drive, just put your foot on the brake, pull down on the stalk, it goes to drive, and away we go, silently. The first thing you realize when you're driving the car, aside from obviously that it's completely silent, is the regenerative braking. So normally we're coming up to a pretty steep hill. I just took my foot off the gas. The car basically brakes itself for it. So I actually just repaved this. I wouldn't have got down the road if it's fresh pavement, but all right, now that we're through the road construction, I can restart the video here. So I'm taking my foot off the gas. We're not touching the brake, and the car wants to stop. And that's gonna be a very alienated feeling. It's gonna feel very different to you if you've never driven an electric car. But that's basically the regenerative braking. It's trying to reabsorb all of the kinetic energy, slow you back down while putting the juice back in the tank. And at first, I'll be honest guys, you're gonna hate it. Almost everybody that's driven this car, that I've tried to let them drive it, they don't like it at first. It's so different, there's no coasting. Again, so we're doing 40 miles an hour. I'll take my foot off the gas, and the car comes to a pretty quick stop. You can see the green here, that's energy going back into the battery. Black is energy coming out of the battery, essentially. You're not gonna like it at first, but trust me on this, guys, you'll love it soon. It's truly one pedal driving. You can make your entire commute to work and never really need to touch the brake unless somebody cuts you off. You're going down a steep hill like we kind of are now. Again, you just kind of feather the gas pedal a little bit, and you get to keep your exact speed that you want to go. That's the first thing you realize. The second thing you'll realize is just how quiet and how comfortable the car is. Now we're on some pretty broken pavement right now. This car doesn't have any rattles or squeaks. Granted, it's only 4,000 miles. I'd be pretty disappointed if it did. But it's really tight. Even around a really tight bend like this, car feels great. And we're not on sticky tires here, guys. We are on really crappy minivan tires. It just doesn't matter. There's so much grip. Just because the center of gravity is so low, and I've not even yet gotten into the number one reason why this car is great to drive. Sure, it's quiet, it's comfortable in here, there's a lot of space. But let's be honest, here's the real reason. We'll just slow it down to 20 miles an hour, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So, even to a speed freak like me, this car is quick. This does have the acceleration boost for $2,000. You can tell that because it says Sport here. If it only said Standard, that's how you know that it doesn't have the boost. It's also under Software, and you'll see that it says Autopilot's included, acceleration boost included. So I figure you just saw Autopilot. What basically is Autopilot? Well, Autopilot allows the car, see, it already knows I'm not touching the wheel. This is not something that you can just go sitting in the back, even though people do that and they've been arrested. To me, it's not a gimmick. I like driving, so it's not something I would use every day. But I'll tell you when it is nice. You know, I wear glasses and I have prescription sunglasses. When you want to take your glasses on or off to go to the sunglasses, it's nice to be able to put the car in a brief autopilot. It's flashing blue here now because it wants me to put a little weight on the wheel. So we'll actually see what's going on here. Now it's not going to see the slow sign. But the guys, I'll put my hands on the wheel just in case. It is slowing down. That was not me. I've still not touched the gas or the brake. It saw the troubles and it slowed down itself. Now it will go back up to the predetermined speed. It works pretty great. To me, I like driving. So to take it out autopilot, you can either go up like that and it comes off. Oh, I should have said to put it in autopilot, you just click all the way down. One click is cruise control. 2 clicks or a full click, that is the autopilot. So they're doing a lot of paving today. Where do we want to go? I'll go this way. So again, I wanted to demonstrate the amount of grip. So it's slightly damp roads here. It's a little bit of rain. You put your foot down, it just doesn't matter. I've never had so much grip. I'm used to high horsepower cars, guys, but the way this car puts its power down, I went to the dragway with it and ran an extremely consistent 11.8 at about 115 miles an hour.
Come on, come on. He's running against the CTS race.
Driving, it's really great. It's a great car to drive. And I was worried that the new car feel would go away, or you know, I would have second thoughts about buying an electric car, because truly I thought, if you asked me 2 years ago, I'd be the last guy in the world that would want to buy an electric car. But look, we can go around the corner full power, no tire spin, no tires squeak. This is a great fun car to drive. So that's really all there is to driving it. You truly have to drive one for yourself to understand, because words cannot properly describe the feeling. So we could talk about charging, because that's probably everybody's biggest, you know, range anxiety. How do you charge it? When do you charge it? And you really just have to think about it in a different way. this is kind of like your cell phone. In reality, it's got a battery, and whether your cell phone is 68% at the end of a day, or 42%, or 15%, you still charge your phone every day. You wake up, and you have 100% battery. The car is really no different. And, you know, a lot of people say, like, it takes so long to charge it. And you're just kind of looking at it in the wrong light. Gone are the days that you're late for work in the morning because you had to stop and get gas. There's just no more of that. Granted, you should have got gas last night, but you know you didn't because you were tired, you worked a long day, and you went right home. But every day, you wake up to a full tank. I love the power of this thing. Puts down, and the grip. It's truly tenacious grip. I don't know how they get so much grip from the minivan tires. So, we'll talk about charging speeds. With the level 2 charger that I have, and actually the coolest thing is my electric company gave me a $1,000 rebate for having the charger installed and buying the car in John. Actually, it was $1,300. $300 for the charger and $1,000 for the car. That money right there is enough for me to drive close to 50,000 miles completely fuel or electricity free. My electric company has a really cool deal where I'm only paying 8.7 cents a kilowatt if I charge it at night on my meter. That means the other day I had to drive to all my 3 stores. I drove 140 miles. I drove 140 miles for less than the price of 1 gallon of 87 octane. It was like $2.88 of electricity. It's all I needed. It's incredible. Charging speeds, it charges at about 50 miles an hour if you get the right charger installed. If you charge it just through a regular outlet, it's only going to charge 3 miles of range an hour. So that means you could charge it 10 hours and you're going to get 30 miles. It's not really, you know, acceptable. So you've got to have an electrician come to your house, basically. You get the charger from Tesla for $500. It charges at 240 volts, 48 amps on a 60 amp breaker. Like I said, it charges about 49 miles of range an hour. So you just get home, plug it in, and you wake up to a complete charge. We could talk about price. Base price of a base Model 3, I believe, is $39,000. For that, you get the standard range model. It's a smaller battery. It's rear wheel drive only, so it's going to be a little bit slower. It doesn't have quite the range or the grip, and those are what I really like about this car. So for me, getting the long range, which comes with the bigger battery, and the front motor, which is where you get the dual motor from, so it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, it's $10,000, and it is expensive, but for me, it's absolutely worth it. There are a lot of other upgrades. I don't believe the standard range model has the fog lights. I believe it has a cheaper stereo system. The stereo system's great in here. I'd play it, but I don't want to get like, you know, a copyright alert. Just trust me, I'm not an audio freak, but the stereo system's pretty great. So you're looking around $49,000 for the car. Yes, it is expensive, but to me, I was so uninspired. My last 2 cars were a Focus RS, followed by a Fiesta ST, which I loved those cars, but I was so uninspired by anything new until it dawned on me. It was time to go electric. And I know my V8 guys are saying that I've, you know, stabbed them in the back. I've turned in my man card. Guys, you just don't understand until you drive one. This car's great. This car's great. Don't let your ignorance or your politics, I'm not trying to be political here, but I've never seen the two sides hate each other so much. The V8 guys hate electric cars. The electric cars hate the V8 guys. This is the most American-made car by content currently for sale. It's more American than your Ford Mustang or your F-150. And I like that. So, we just got back to the house. I'm gonna show you the charging. So, it's not going to charge because I have it set to start charging at 9:30. That's when the cheaper electricity rate is enabled. But I'll still show you the process. So, one other thing is, there's no turning the Tesla off. So, all we do is you push this, put the car in park, and you just get out of the car. This is the weirdest thing and the hardest thing to get used to, is there's no more turning the vehicle off. It just turns itself off. So here's the Tesla supercharger. I mean the Tesla wall charger. I misspoke, sorry. You just take this out. There's a little button right here. Push the button, the gas door opens. Just stick it in. It's blue now because it's not going to charge. It will start charging later. Say the charge was done, touch it again, it unlocks, pull it out. So, that's about it, guys. I hope you liked the video review. If you have more questions or comments about the video, or you wanted to see something else reviewed, let me know. If you liked the video, subscribe, and thanks so much. Have a great day, guys. Bye.